It's only a flood protection channel for the south, not for us.
First Nation leaders are calling on the province of Manitoba to consult with them on a flood control management project just north of Winnipeg, as the federal minister for Environment and Climate Change says the project will likely have an adverse environmental impact on Indigenous peoples. Minister Stephen Guilbeault earlier this month issuing a notice following a federal environmental assessment of the Lake Manitoba and Lake St. Martin Outlet Channels project. The assessment found the project will likely impact Indigenous peoples' use of lands, resources, and cultural heritage. The province has maintained over the years that the project is needed following severe flooding in 2011 and 2014, but First Nations leaders, part of the Interlake Reserves Tribal Council, say that won't be the case for their communities.
We're not against protecting the city of Winnipeg. We certainly want to be a part of that process, but we don't want to be the sacrifices either, because a lot of our people were displaced from that flood of 2011, 2014, 15, and so forth.
The project would see 2 channels built with overflow water going from Lake Manitoba through Lake St. Martin and draining into Lake Winnipeg. First Nations leaders say they have fought with the previous PC government to have their concerns about the project heard and are calling on the new NDP government to finally consider them if the project goes ahead.
Every decade, going back to the 50s, every decade has had at least 1 or 2 floods in Penewatang. And since 1961, those floods have increased. Along the way, there was flood mitigation, supposed diversions that would help. And with everything that came along, and every time it got worse, it continued to get worse for us, to the point now we can't go home.
In a statement to City News, Minister of Transportation and Infrastructure Lisa Naylor said the government welcomes the environmental impact report and looks forward to working with First Nations to find the right approach to implement flood mitigation infrastructure in these areas.
Based on the meetings that have taken place, that they're willing to hear us and listen to us. So the ongoing discussions that take place, we'll see where that leads us.
In Winnipeg, Edward Jan, City News.